with social media's new CEO, Kurt Abrahamson. And we are just going to step through a few questions so we can familiarize ourselves with him and get to know him a little bit better.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us, Kurt.
You're welcome.
First off, what everyone here at Social Media wants to know is, did you accept this job because of our proximity to the Giants Stadium? we hear you have season tickets.
It is true that I'm a big San Francisco Giants fan, but I did not take the job for the location of the stadium. But overall, the office is in a great spot. It's right on the water. It's near the ballpark. It's near downtown. So definitely a plus for my personal life.
It didn't hurt.
It did not hurt.
Okay, so we're just gonna ask you a little bit about your history and what brought you to social media, what you like about social media so far, and we'll just jump right into it. So tell us a little bit about what you did before joining social media. Give us your history.
My history. Well, I've essentially done two things in the last 15 years. Right before this, I was at Google for 6 years, and I did three things at Google. I helped launch AdSense, specifically the contextual advertising product. I worked for Omid Kordestani, the global head of sales, working on some projects for him. And then for the last 3+ years, I was running sales operations for our North American sales organization with Tim Armstrong. Before Google, I worked at a company called Jupiter Communications, Jupiter Research, Jupiter Media Metrics. I was the co-founder of that firm, which was a internet research company that started very small and sort of rode the boom up and rode the bus down, and it was a great learning experience for me. And of course, I was there at sort of the birth of the consumer internet, and saw everything evolve. And so I've really, I've really spent the last 15 years around the internet and media.
Okay. And while at Google, tell us a little bit about what you learned in terms of the needs of publishers, what they're looking for currently.
Sure. So we launched AdSense as a distribution product for publishers to help them monetize their sites. And so we essentially took the AdWords ads and primarily matched them against the context of the content of the web page and helped the publishers drive monetization. When we launched the product, it received a fair amount of mixed. There was a lot of concern from publishers that we would try to disaggregate the relationships with their advertisers, try to get in the way of their sales organizations, channel conflict, and things of that nature. And so there was a lot of early learnings. And Google, of course, is more of a technology company than a media company. I think we learned, that publishers, need to be treated with respect. You need to have great service. You need to bring innovation in the products to them so they can participate and provide feedback. And I think over time, AdSense has proven to be a really, really valuable monetization strategy for publishers, but definitely not, of course, the only one they would follow.
So, speaking to AdSense a bit more, what would you say was the key to success with AdSense?
The key to success was really targeting the right publishers and explaining to them the benefits of working with us, working with Google, and then also listening to their concerns and taking their feedback seriously and incorporating it into the product and incorporating it into our relationships with them. So being very collaborative around the ad units, around the the look and feel of the ads, in terms of the placement of the ads. I think what Google learned the most from AdSense is how to work with publishers and how to drive business effectively for them.
Okay, so we're hearing a lot of talk, this people to pages, success with companies with social media and their social media strategy. What do you think that are some challenges that publishers are having with this new wave of social media?
Well, I think they're trying to understand exactly what it means for their audiences. There's a lot of, I don't know if concern is the right word, but Facebook has obviously become extremely popular and powerful in the marketplace. There's Facebook Connect that publishers are trying to decide whether to implement. And I think what social media, is really all about, not the company, but the idea is people are engaged in a totally new way with your site, and they're taking that engagement and passing it on to their friends and their community. So I think it is, the important thing for social media, the company, to do is try to help publishers take all the buzzwords and all the action around the concept of social media and social networking, and really figure out how to use it to help integrate the communities more into their site, and also, of course, drive revenue overall.
Okay, so getting to social media, the company, rather than social media, the idea, you've got a great success, you've got 15 years of pretty powerful experience behind you. What drew you to social media, a company of a little under 20 people?
There were a lot of things that I found interesting about the company. One, Seth Goldstein, one of the founders, is someone I've known for a long time, someone who has an enormously positive reputation in the market, and so when we engaged in conversations around it, what Seth has achieved in his career was attractive to me. So that was the first thing. Second, I like the idea of, originally, previously social media was positioned more as an ad network, which has its advantages and disadvantages as a business model. I like the idea of trying to become an end-to-end social advertising platform for publishers. One, because I have some familiarity in doing that with AdSense, and also I think it makes a lot of sense. I think that publishers are looking for ways to take advantage of their communities and the social nature of their audiences, and some have the ability and the resources to develop those kind of products and ideas on their own, but most don't. And a company like social media, which has a lot of, a strong engineering team, a strong product team, strong business team, we can be the leverage that they use in the market to take advantage of some of this stuff. So I like the business model. And then, of course, the third thing is the people are great. It's a very energetic, motivated group of people, and understand that there's a lot of changes that need to happen to the business, but are up for that challenge. And so that's why I came here.
I think that part of the reason that social media wanted you is because you're seen as a great leader in the industry. How do you plan to apply your leadership skills to social media and apply your general style of leadership?
That's a good question. I think that my leadership style is to try to empower people to make decisions and get things done, and I think that's where you get leverage in organizations. So that's one of the key things, is to figure out what each person is, and there's not that many of us, so we can do that, is trying to accomplish and get the job done. I think that what the company needs now is a very specific focus and clarity around its goals. And that goal right now is to build this end-to-end social advertising platform for publishers. Once we have that platform locked down, we will bring our current publishing partners on board, as well as bring in a whole bunch of new ones. So I think there's a lot of execution to that, and the good people that the company has make it easy to do that.
Well, I think I speak for the whole team when I say we're glad to have you, and welcome to social media, and that wraps up a little about Kurt Abrahamson.
Thanks, Christina.
Welcome.